Okay, so to install the new speakers in the front grille on your 2016 to 2021 Toyota Tacoma, the first thing to do is take off this screen right here. It has 1, 2, 3, this little clip right here, and then these two that actually hold it in on the front part closest to the windshield. On Crutchfield, their instructions say just pry it out with a card, like put a card underneath to pry it out. I actually had to pry it up to get these two red ones up, and then from there I kind of twisted it to get this tab right here that was going underneath the piece of plastic right here to get it out. But then from there, all you have to do is take out the two 10mm bolts that go one right here and one right here. It's pretty tough to get a ratchet in there, so I would use an open end. And after that, it has this little plug right here that you need to remove from the other speaker. And to take this plug off, they really don't give you any slack, so it's really hard. But there's a little clip on the side right here. You can see where my fingernail is. That side clip is what you press and then you pull it out. Normal ones of these, the tab is on the top or the bottom, but this one's on the side. So I just pushed it in with my thumbnail, pulled it out. And then the speakers I'm replacing it with, I saw on several forums, they say the best ones to get is the Subaru, and I can put a link for it in the ad. But the Subaru speakers you could get on Amazon or eBay for $104 for the set, and they plug right in and they bolt right up. So there's no modification at all in order to install them. All right, these instructions were really not specific at all. It just said use the speakers screws to install the speaker to the mount. I had to use the bag that they gave me inside the speaker adapter, the plastic adapter with all these silver nuts and bolts right here. And the way I did it is I put the speaker in. It looks like it would go inside the cone right here. Like it looks like it would go inside this way, but it actually goes on the outside of that. So you put the speaker on the outside of this lip right there. And then I used these silver screws to put it through. The washers won't fit inside the speaker, so there's just the silver screw with no washer. And then on the back side, I put the little spinning little nuts right there. And then I'm gonna tighten them more. Just be careful when you're tightening these things not to slip off the flathead screw and puncture your speaker. I think that's stupid that they made these flatheads. Phillips had to be better. The rear door speakers are Kicker CSC67. And if you get them from Crutchfield, they will come with these mounting brackets right here. The instruction manual for installing these speakers in these mounting brackets from Crutchfield says that you want to remove all of these tabs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tabs. And to do that, you simply take a pair of pliers and bend them. Let's see. I'm holding my phone as I do it. You just bend them like this with a pair of pliers. And the tab will come off. So this one, all the tabs are done. This one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then it says you want to use the bolts, the hardware that the speaker came with, to bolt the speaker to the mounting bracket. So these are the bolts that came with the speakers right here. So I'm going to do that next. So you get that little tab out, you pull it out, then you remove the 4 bolts that hold your speaker in. Okay, for the door panel, I did what it said on the Crutchfield instructions and put like a little card right here and then a screwdriver and pried to get this cover off right here. And it just has 3 little clips that hold it on. They go right into here. That was easy. The second thing that it said was on the door handle, you have to pry up a little felt strip and remove the 1 Phillips head screw that goes right there. The next thing that it said to do is you remove the little plastic cover, which is this thing right here on that covers up your door handle bolt. You just pry that out lightly. It comes right out. Then you remove the Phillips head screw that goes right there. And then the one thing that was pretty difficult was getting out your control panel. The little one that goes right here, the little plug, was pretty easy. You just press on it right here to get that out. This one was the hard one, the big one. There's only 1 tab to press, and it's right here, that tab to press. And that was pretty hard to get out. I just had to work with it gently to not break it. But it came out okay. Then what you want to do is remove the little plug right here to your speaker. Oh, there's a tab right here on the side. To get the door panel off, I did what they said and put a little card right here, and then had my screwdriver and pried with the card protecting it. I reached in there and felt for where it was binding, then pried up there, then went to the next one, pried up there, went to the next one, pried up there, went to the next one, pried up there. If you use this little card, you won't ruin the paint on the outside of your door. As you can see, this little tab didn't come off of the door itself, it stayed on, so we'll just need to pull this one out and put it back on the door before we put the door panel in. The same thing with that one right there. So I'm going to try to pry it out carefully and put it back on the door before I put it in. These speakers that it comes with are cheap junk. You can see the magnet is as tiny as about a quarter, and they're made of paper. It's a paper speaker, so the new one should sound much better. And then as you can see, there's a little hole right here to put the wire through on the connections they give you. So you're going to want to put the wires through that little hole and then hook them up to the back of the speaker. They'll only go one way, so the big one will go right here and the little one will go right here. Then you just use your old bolts that you used to remove the old speaker and use them to mount the new speaker. Those 4 bolts right there, and then the little clip that I just added to the speaker, the extension, it plugs in right there to your existing clip. so you don't have to cut or splice any wires. The passenger side doors are much easier. The clips just have a little bit of a press thing right there on the side. And then this one has a little press thing right here on this side. They came out much easier than the driver's side door. One thing to note is this speaker mounting bracket that they give you. It really only bolts up one way, but the hole for the extension for the speaker wires should go through that on the top. And this little rim right here that you see that's not on the bottom side should be on the top, because it covers a little bit of the gap right there in the door hole. And then these are just 10mm bolts to remove them, the old speakers, and put the new ones in. These are the rear speakers. The little hole that you put the speaker wire through, the bigger end wouldn't go through the hole. So if you have like a little file or something, you can file this to make it just a little bit wider so it goes through. And then you're going to want to mount it up with the 3 10mm bolts that it comes with, and then plug in the plug to the new extension cord. These back door panels were very hard to remove and to get back on, to get back on more so. So they have these little prongs right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 prongs, and they have to slide. They have to slide inside of this little lip right here. So when you put it on, it took me probably an hour to get the driver's side one on, but when you put it on, it would be good to slide the inner corner inside these grooves before you push the snaps on through all the holes. So they're all gonna slide all through these, through this little groove right here. I got it on, and then I ended up having to use a little screwdriver to try to slide them under, because they were all over and it was popping out just a little bit. I found an easier way to get the door panel back on. All these little plastic tabs right here, they go right into the weather stripping. So if you just take the weather stripping off and then put it back on, it'll be much easier. And when you put it on, just make sure it slides over those little tabs right there. This piece right inside here should slide over those tabs to lock them in.